Hello and welcome back to Nearphotison Def Jam Fight for New York. Last week our story really started to pick up when we got into a shootout and killed a guy. So, ironically though, at this point in the game, where the story starts escalating a lot is where the gameplay kind of starts to de-escalate, at least as my memory serves. I always remember the game getting kind of easier at this point, like we've crossed over that horizon and now we're on the downhill slope. We got quite a few points from our fight before, so I think we should be able to go ahead and pick up a new fighting style. We've got wrestling, submissions, or street fighter. Street fighting is really probably the best option, but I'm going to go with wrestling just because I like to be different. You know, street fighter is kind of the well-rounded one that I would recommend most people use, but I get tired of it. And so we've got some skills we can upgrade now at this point too. Let's see, I think our toughness could use a lot of upgrades, so I'll just dump as much as I can here. Let's see, we've got a little bit left. Let's see if we can put in upper strength since we've been neglecting that. Okay, so between those, that'll be pretty much all of our points. So now we can move on. Let's see, I'm going to do a quick upgrade to our outfit here. Shouldn't take too long. We did get that new item of bling that I want to wear. So here, let's just make a few changes real quick. Okay, that should be good. And then, yeah, I think, hold on. Okay, I just stopped back by our place to switch out the Ankh or cross or whatever we had for the D-Mob pendant. So now we've got a new area here, the Terrordome, with a few interesting characters here. I like both of these guys, but let's get started with, it looks like it says Dang, but I'm pretty sure his name is Dan G. And I always liked wearing D-Mob's chain, just not only because D-Mob gave it to us, but because it's got that big V on it, which was the logo for the first game, Def Jam Vendetta. Because in this case, V is for Vendetta. And I think it's just, makes sense to wear the one storyline item that you get in the entire game, or at least the only one that I can think of. So anyway, here in the Terrordome, you may notice there's little, I'm not sure what they are, I guess girders, is that the word I want? But like, just these big steel structures lined up in the middle. I think there's 3 of them here. So those come in handy because they function like, you know, like pillars or walls or whatever, so we can just throw somebody against them. And so even though this is like a bigger area than, say, where we had the cage fight with Crack last week, there's still plenty of options for environmental attacks, and if you like those, then you'll like this stage. As it's other than that, though, it's kind of boring. It's just like I don't know. I'm trying to think what it reminds me of. It reminds me of maybe the movie Kickboxing. I don't know. It's just like this concrete walls, and there's all these people standing up above us, looking over this fence. Here we go. We got our special pretty early here, actually. I'm surprised. Our wrestling moves have been coming in handy here so far, so we should be able to activate our blaze here. And I think I would like to try and get some new ones. I don't know if we'll have time this week, but sometime soon I would really like to pick up something new, because I think we should have some good ones. Like, I'm pretty sure I remember Dan G having a really interesting one, because he's got like a breakdancing gimmick, so he does like this kind of, it's either him or Crazy Legs does this really interesting one with the breakdancing. We haven't met Crazy Legs yet, but we'll fight him eventually. We had him down in the red, but he managed to fight back and he's healed now, so we haven't got to work him back down again. But now that we have a wrestling move or style, we should be able to finish people off with a strong grapple. When we hold L1, our move becomes a strong move. Like, you may have noticed just a little bit ago, I hit him with a kick, and it sent him staggering back, and that was because it was a strong kick. And if we do a strong grapple while he's in the red, that'll finish him off because we have the wrestling style now, which is one of the benefits of that style. So I don't know if we'll be doing that this time, but it makes it a lot easier for us to finish matches. We've had trouble sometimes just finding the right moment to finish something. Oh crap, I was in the middle of a chain and couldn't block. I saw it coming. But yeah, we should be able to handle him pretty easily here, though, especially now we've got another finisher. If I can just get up and maybe hit him with it. Let's see. I should be able to activate it here. Yeah, okay. Though I'm gonna get kicked in the face as soon as I'm done. Maybe I can... Oh, yeah, okay, I was able to block. So that was kind of nice. It didn't help too much, but basically, because we stopped time for a few moments there, we were able to block by the time returned to us. So that's good. Let's see. Can I just throw him into the wall here? Yeah. Alright, so that'll finish him off. Just a drop kick into the wall, and he clips into it, but there we go. Got him. And I don't know, we'll have to see whenever we do go back to look at finishers if his is the one I'm thinking of. But we got some good money there, 2,000. 500 development points and no blazing moves, so maybe either we already had his or we have to do something else to unlock it. Or maybe I don't know. Alright, and we got a couple new messages here from Blaze and Ludicrous. Looks like the next round of the free-for-all tournament's happening, which I don't know if you're anything like me, you completely forgot about that, but we can do that before we go back to the Terrordome.
Man, you can count on me and the rest of the GTP when you go against Crow. We'll pay that bitch back for what he's done.
And that's good to hear. Ludicrous is behind us. So, let's see. Yeah, we can go ahead and go to... It looks like the scrapyard's open here for the free-for-all tournament. So, let's go to our next round. Looks like we'll be fighting Bless, Memphis Bleak, and Joe Budden. This one's actually kind of interesting because these are all three actual real-life rappers who are cameos in the game. But unlike a lot of the other cameos, they're not really big names. So this get kind of thrown into matches like this instead of having like really big fights like Ice-T and Fat Joe did. Especially Bless, I think, is especially pretty minor. Like, I don't think I've ever heard of anything he's done. I know he's Canadian, and I know that in his picture that we just saw there, he always looks kind of like an Adam Sandler character to me, more than an actual rapper. Memphis Bleak, I think, has done some successful stuff. And Joe Budden, actually, even though I don't think he ever was a really big name, I really like him. He has one song on the soundtrack to this game called like Come and Take a Walk With Me, or Take a Walk With Me, something like that, which was always one of my favorite songs on the soundtrack to this game. It's just a really chill, introspective song, which is pretty unusual for like mainstream hip hop. And actually, he has attained a little bit more success as part of Slaughterhouse, which is a rap supergroup that actually does a lot of really good stuff. I like Slaughterhouse quite a bit. So, of these three, he's the one I like the best, and yet he's the one I'm beating up right now. So our strategy here is going to be the same as it was last time. Sort of just focus on one guy and try to whittle them down. Hopefully they won't change. Sometimes they'll force you to change your strategy by retargeting you. Like, you notice Bless is now attacking me instead of Memphis like he was. So now we're fighting him, and our things have kind of changed a bit. Though Bless and Budden are about the same position damage-wise. Although now that we've hit our blaze on Bless here, he's going to be pretty far down. So we should be able to, maybe if we can throw him to the wall a couple times, take him out here. Well, that didn't do as much damage as I would have liked. He's got some pretty good recovery here. He's healing really fast, so maybe not. And especially now that he's not targeting us at all. So let's see, now that we've got... when we're on the outside like this and nobody's directly targeting us, sometimes we can get in a good grapple from behind, which is what I was trying to do there, but I accidentally got him from the side instead. So let's see, maybe I can... Hold on, there's a pipe here. If we can hit somebody with this a few times, that should even things out. But, of course, we can't hit them if they're involved in the animation of another attack. And so he grabbed me off, caught me off guard there, and now I dropped it. So we're probably not going to be able to get that back. It's really easy to pick up weapons from people, but as we've seen in previous fights, for some reason, or whatever reason, it's really hard to get weapons off the ground. Because it's the same... I believe it's the same button as grapple, so when I try to pick it up, I just do like this grapple move forward. I keep second-guessing myself and thinking, well, surely it's not grapple, because, like, I don't know, it just seems really dumb that I would have to press grapple to pick it up. But I'm pretty sure that's the only button I've ever been able to get to pick up weapons on the ground. Anyway, we're pretty hurt here, and Joe's got his blaze he's focusing on us, so I want to try and avoid getting hit by that. If we can, I don't know, throw him into the wall or something. He's not taking as much damage as I would have liked either. I keep changing my target, hoping to fight somebody else. But Joe's not blazing anymore. It just ran out, so we should be okay. Let's see. Is this a? Oh, I wanted to pick up the weapon there. I guess, is that a car muffler I'm holding? I thought it was a bottle, but it's way too big. I think it's a car muffler, which I guess makes sense. We are in like a scrapyard here. There's all those broken down cars in the background behind the construction equipment. Let's see. We're fighting Bless again now, and oh, he picked up my muffler. Ah, you son of a bitch. He dropped it, and now Joe's using it on Bleak, which is fine with me, because I think he might take Bleak out while we take Bless out, and then we can go back to fighting Joe. Our strategy obviously being a lot different than our original plan, since we started out trying to take Joe out first, and it's looking like we're probably going to end up fighting him last, actually. But that's okay. As long as we whittle them down one by one, we should be fine. If I can just hit Bless with something big here, I think this should be a strong grapple. Is this gonna? Yeah, okay. I thought I had done it, but I haven't done a strong grapple in years, I guess. So it was. I'm glad to see that worked. Okay, so we've got this pole. We should be able to. If we can just hit either one of these guys twice with this pipe I'm holding, that'll be enough to take them out. Actually, Joe's pretty hurt already. Okay, so Memphis took out Joe with his weapon. So I just need to hit Memphis twice with this, and we've got it. If I can, okay, there's one. If I can just get a little bit closer, there we go. I don't know why I was having a hard time gauging my distance there, but we got him. Okay, so that's our second free-for-all tournament. I don't think the next fight will be quite as far away as that one was, because it took us a long time to get back to the tournament after leaving it there. But there's our money. Not bad. Some development points didn't unlock anything, but those points, 1,500 is nothing to sneeze at, so we should be able to put that to good use at some point along the way here, though probably not right this second. As always, we picked up a few voicemails and emails while we were out, both from Blaze, actually. Now I'm in the semifinals, which will be next week, quote-unquote. There's no real calendar here, but let's see, and then talent scouting. The Source is holding a big team tournament down the Chop Shop. We should head down. Yeah, okay, I remember this team tournament too. Blaze is in no position to fight with us, but we can pick up a tag team partner for that. So we'll have two tournaments going on. Let's see. Yeah, so we've got the Terrordome, the power plant is open again, and the Chop Shop here. I want to do one more Terrordome fight real quick. We'll fight Baxter, and then we'll see about another one. And I always liked Baxter. I don't know, there's something about his style that I think is really interesting. He has kind of a look like he would be one of those background characters like in a sitcom or a comedy film where you see sitting around in a barber shop making snide remarks about the plot or something. He's just kind of a funny looking guy with his big glasses, and I don't know, I think he has a cool style. And I think I remember him having a good blazing move, too. He's another guy that, I don't know, we might check that out when we go shopping. I've been thinking more and more about blazing moves now that we've got our last fighting style here. We're not going to be buying any more of those. We can afford to spend our development points in other areas. And I don't know, we'll see. Though I thought I remembered liking what was his name? Danji. I thought I remembered liking his fighting or his blazing move, but we didn't even get a blazing move when we beat him, so we'll see. And yeah, talking about Baxter's style as I sneak up behind him here, I think that this area, I've mentioned before that a lot of the clubs are kind of racially divided, at least the early ones especially, less so with some of the later ones. But this one here isn't so much divided by a race, it's more like a style, kind of, because we had Dan G and Baxter, and I don't remember exactly who the third guy is. I think we fight Crazy Legs here, but I don't remember if it's now or later, so I don't know if that's who it is, or if it's somebody else. But I think there's more like an old-school beatbox type gimmick to the fighters in this, which doesn't really match up with the aesthetic necessarily. Nothing about this is like a charming old-school type thing the way Dan G and Baxter are, but that does seem to be the unifying principle of the characters. Kind of like how the Dragon House, rather than being a race, was more just martial arts, And this one's more, I guess, breakdancing, or just the kind of the beatboxing. Though I'm not as familiar with the terminology there, so I may not be phrasing what I'm thinking quite right. but both Danji and Baxter have kind of an old school feel to them. So let's see if we can whittle him down on the wall here before we blaze, and then we can. He'll be in the red if we can hit him with this properly, though. He's a little bit quick on us there. Well, shoot. I thought we could get him to. Okay, well, actually, we won't blaze against him because we accidentally knocked him against the wall, and that's all we needed. So that'll take down Baxter. His main stat's charisma, so he's not too much of a threat as long as you can keep him from building momentum on you. Here we go with our stuff. Still got soft touch. I don't know why I can never get enough strong hits. But yeah, we got the old school beat. I'll check that out later. See if we want that. Because I remember thinking he had one that was pretty funny. I don't remember if it's any good. And we'll probably wait till next time to do the last fight there. Because I think I want to try out this tag team thing. Snowman's got some new stuff. We don't need to hear that. Semifinals for the FFA tournament going down this week at the Foundation. So we can do that next week as well.
Hey, yo, this is Doc. I tell you what, partner, how about a little wager? 10 large, saying I can take more clubs from Crow than you can. You think you can beat me, bitch? Holla back.
It's just a little thing from Doc that doesn't amount to anything. I always like Doc, though. So, let's see. Yeah, we've got lots of options here. It's kind of unusual. But let's go ahead and do the tag team tournament here.
Tonight, at the Chop Shop, the winners, y'all roll out in the limited edition Fat Farm Ride and a bundle of cash.
The lady's got good taste. Don't know what she's doing with you, though.
Hey, yo, you know I'm taking this home with me tonight, right? Shit, I might take you home with me too, baby.
You're not my type.
You sure about that, homie? Because I'm the type to punch a hole in your face right now.
Hey, man, you fighting tonight?
I am now.
Okay, you need a partner, I'm your man.
Oh, man, forget him. Roll with me and we'll clear this place out.
Whoever fights with me better be happy with the cash, because I'm taking the truck.
Yeah, so these characters will trade places in the story depending on which one we choose now. I've always been partial to Ice-T myself. Like, I like both of them, but we're gonna go with him. And yeah, now that we're in here, I'm kind of remembering that the tag team tournament is a lot different than the free-for-all tournament in that instead of doing one fight at a time over the course of the storyline, you kind of have to do the whole thing at once. So we're going to be stuck here. But don't worry, I'm not going to do the whole thing this episode because I noticed looking at the clock that we're pretty close to our cutoff point. So we'll do this first fight, and then we'll come back and do the rest of the tournament next week. I think that'll work out fine. We just have to survive this. So the way the team matches work, well, first of all, instead of talking trash, we just have these like stock animations, which I think are kind of funny. But it's elimination style, so basically it's exactly the same as the free-for-all, except that we have an ally and they have an ally. It's just like you just split up the free-for-all matches, and that's all there is to it. So we have to knock out both Havoc and Prodigy here. I don't think we fought either of these guys yet. I remember both of them, but neither one of them leave much of an impression, so I don't know. We might have fought Havoc, I'm not sure. But anyway, either way, they shouldn't pose too much of a problem for us here. I remember having trouble with a couple of the fights in this tournament, but I don't think this was one of them. Because I think we fight Mac 10 later, who is really good at counters and can be kind of annoying. And of course, when we fight Busta Rhymes' Magic in the finals, that'll be a little bit tough. Looks like Prodigy's got some submissions he's going to use on us, but he didn't seem to do that much with it, like compared to what I remember having to deal with from Ice-T. Here's another one on our head. They fill it pretty quickly. I don't know if it's just because of his stats or because we aren't as hurt as we were when Ice-T started using them on us. But either way, they aren't doing too much damage right now. Though apparently we aren't doing that much damage either, since Prodigy has a lot more health than I would like. Oh, I'm stuck behind Ice-T doing one of his submissions. Okay, there we go. I just got kind of trapped there. So yeah, not too much to say about the tag team style though, because it's basically just splitting the free-for-all between two. I do kind of like the Chop Shop. This is actually kind of a funny story because I guess I don't know enough about crime. When I was a teenager and played this game, this was the first time I'd heard of a chop shop. Was in this game. I had never heard of people stealing cars, or I'd heard of people stealing cars, but I always assumed they just sold the cars again. I never heard of a shop where you like pick the cars apart and do all kinds of weird things with them before selling them. I presume to make them less traceable. Again, it's not something I know that much about. Other than this game, I've really only ever seen chop shops in like police procedural shows and stuff, and even then it's usually just like a gimmick for the episode. It's not actually, they don't actually go that much into it. But I don't know, there's just something kind of funny to me that they have this illegal factory, basically, where they are also holding a big tag team tournament. It's kind of, I don't know, it seems like you would want to be a little bit more inconspicuous with your chop shop and, I don't know, use it to chop cars up or whatever, rather than have this big fight in the middle of it. But it's kind of an interesting scene, just because... as far as I know, it's the only location where there's actively crime going on around you. So it looks like Ice-T took out Havoc, so now the two of us can just double-team Prodigy, which is always the downside to these elimination-type tag matches. I keep saying tag, even though we don't make tags in this game, but, yeah, unlike a WWE wrestling game here, we can't actually break up a submission grapple there. We just have to wait for him to get out of it himself. But anyway, we should be able to take him down pretty quickly here between the two of us. Because even though he's got his Blaze... Oh, my game lagged for a second. Even though he's got his Blaze, we won't have to worry too much about him beating us with it. Like here, he's using it on me. He got me down the red. That's not good. But I think... I don't know. He shouldn't be able to mount too much offense because anytime he's got one of us on the ropes, the other one should come in and take care of things. Let's see. So yeah, we're all pretty hurt here, but I don't think we have to worry about either of us getting knocked out before we can take out Prodigy. That's pretty rare, I think, for one person to take out either of the other two remaining. Usually whoever gets the first knockout wins by default, which makes the elimination stuff kind of pointless, but it's not impossible, especially for the player, to beat two people if they know what they're doing, but it's kind of unlikely that a calm ever will. We can just hit him here. There we go. That'll do it. Okay, and that'll be where we stop for now, as we shake our heads in disappointment at him. We'll come right back up into the tournament. We'll just keep going with this until we wrap it up and get that truck for our girlfriend there. Got a little bit of money and some dev points. So yeah, I'll thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. We'll wrap this tournament up and maybe do the free for all tournament as well.